Finally, the outlaw posse is back in the saddle again. Like that old Aerosmith song. Back in the saddle again. That's right. And actually, I was inspired today by our boy Killer Breeze, who's already up in here, although he wasn't the first. The first was Adrian Jones. Says it's not hard to find the guilty pieces of crap that we are taking money. They're all crying on TV about how bad Musk is. He stole their cash stash. Well, yeah. When you hire a guy to do a job, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to do the job that you hired him to do, and that's exactly what Elon Musk is about to do. But as I said before, Killer Breeze inspired me today. He's high on mushrooms today, he says. So I guess him and Jonathan have been taking notes on the etiquette of doing a shroom or two. John Ritchie's in the house as well. Today we're going to talk about transgenders got trumped. Man, what a nice play on words that is. It's finally. They have put these made-up word people in their place. These cowards that like to beat on women. These men who can't compete in their gender-born sport. They're not good enough, so they decide to take out their failures upon women. Women who have fought decades and decades to ensure that they have rights to their own sports. And they finally had gotten to that point. They're on a big, stage now. Women are actually, now their sports aren't quite up to where the men's sports are just yet, but the popularity in women's sports has grown as such that women can now, some of them even make money doing it. Now the WNBA, not a big fan of that. That's a product that really wouldn't make it any money until Caitlin Clark came along, and now they're trying to woke her up, and she's sort of bending the knee a little bit, so I'm sort of losing my desire to support the WNBA, which I had never had the desire to until Caitlin Clark. But even back in the day in women's tennis is a good example. Women's tennis is at one point was on the same stage as men's tennis. You had Chris Everett-Lowe and Martina Navratilova competing at a high level. And these men have just came in and just took it. And a lot of people were like, well, it's a part of the LGBTQT crap, right? Well, Martina Navratilova, as you know, if you know your history in women's tennis, she's a lesbian. And she has said adamantly that the gay community does not want to associate themselves with transgenders. Transgenders need not be even in the equation of gay rights because they're ashamed of being gay, because that's what transgender men are. It really ain't the transgender women that I have a problem with. Transgender women that want to be men, you don't see them trying to go out and compete in the NBA or the NFL. Yet the men, because they want to say they're a woman so bad, because they're so gay that they just can't come out of the closet. All they got to do is just come out of the closet and quit being bigots against their own sexuality, because that's what they are. They're gay men. If you're a gay man, you're a gay man, but you still got to compete in your gender-born sport. Ask Michael Sams back in the day. Michael Sams, one of the first openly gay guys that got drafted in the NFL. You didn't see him going and trying to play in the LFL, the Lingerie Football League, whatever that women's league was called. But let's see who else we got up in here already. Got 19 people up in here in the house already. Anybody wants to be on the show tonight, just hit me up. Maybe I can send you a link, and maybe you can be on the show if you want to express your views on these matters. We might also have Justin from Kuz's Corner maybe coming up in here later on as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit him up right now. Let's see if we can get old Justin in the house here in just a second. Gotta get my messenger that right. All right. Me send old Justin from Kuz's Corner a message. And we're going to try to get him in here because he has think he's got two daughters that compete in women's sports, women's basketball, and get his take on it, his feel of it. I have a daughter as well. She was in track in high school. But it's just disheartening for a lot of these women to have busted their ass the way they have. And now all of a sudden, men are coming in and taking their sports away from them. The Riley Gaines situation, big time situation. Without Riley Gaines, a lot of this may not have ever happened. People might have just rolled over for it. Gilbree says it's fitting that Sam's went to gay-ass Missouri. What is it with y'all not liking Missouri, man? All Missouri did was come into the SEC before Oklahoma. They paved the way. Missouri paved the way for Oklahoma and Texas to come in. Missouri and Texas A&M were sort of like, they just come in. They were like the guinea pigs, right? Except Missouri done one thing. Everybody wants to talk about kicking Missouri out and stuff that they don't belong in the SEC because of their geographical location and they're not a very good program. When in all actuality, that's bullshit. Missouri actually went to back-to-back SEC title games, something Texas A&M hasn't been able to do. And so far, something that Oklahoma hasn't been able to do yet. Now, Texas did. In their first year, Texas come in and went to the SEC title game. So Texas A&M has still got that Texas emasculation going on. Pretty big. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all up some clips that I thought that y'all might like to share with me tonight. Let's see what we got here. We're going to start with Riley Gaines. Beautiful girl. So beautiful. Let's check it out. See if I got that pulled up for y'all just right. There we go. All right.
How it started versus how it's going. Today was a huge win for women and a huge win for common sense. If you didn't already know, President Trump signed an executive order declaring that men are no longer welcome in women's sports or women's spaces. I can't even fathom how we have reached a point where a president has to use his executive powers to declare something that kindergartners know. But nonetheless, I am overwhelmed with emotion. To be able to be in the room standing behind the president as he signed this executive order is the most vindicative and gratifying feeling.
We're honored to be joined today by many incredible advocates for women's sports, including the brave swimmer at the forefront of this battle. And Riley Gaines is a person that I've been watching. Squad hard. Riley was a 12-time All-American. Well, that's pretty good. 12-time All-American who sacrificed countless hours in the pool just for a chance at the title. It's so important to her. She gave up everything and just gave everything she had. But then the league forced her to share a spot on the podium with a male swimmer who took her trophy while the media celebrated this stolen glory. And Riley.
Love that word. Stolen glory. That makes these transgenders who are ashamed of their own sexuality, because they're gay men is what they are, it makes them sound double the coward. They're almost like stolen valor when someone pretends to be a veteran of war or something. It just adds to the cowardice, the stolen glory by those transgender made-up word men.
Is just a tremendous athlete, and it was a very unfair situation. I watched it. A lot of people watched it. It was ridiculous, frankly. But I want to thank Riley. She really has been in the forefront. People that aren't that well versed in this would say that she was the leader. And great job, Riley. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Boom shakalaka boom. Shutting him down, man. He's probably done more as a president this go around, this term than, and I'm not saying this to be exaggerative, but he's done more in the first 2 or 3 weeks or a month as president than Biden did the whole 4 years he was here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Kuz from Kuz's Corner. I think he has $2 that play basketball or something. I just want to get his take on this and how he felt when he heard about Donald Trump signing this executive order. How's it going, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
All right, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't done I'm sort of rusty, man. I'm over here stumbling over my tongue and shit. I haven't done a live stream or a podcast in a while. I took off about a week or so.
Yep. It's good to do that occasionally, brother. I got to clear the head a little bit, and it's good to step away from it, to be honest. I hadn't done anything for a few days myself because I've been under the weather. But I put some stuff out, but it's stuff I recorded days ago. But I haven't actually recorded anything in about 4 days until today.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. It's been about 7 days. I was going to try to go 2 weeks, and Killer Breeze got in my ear today and was telling me I should just come in here for the hell of it. And let everybody know I was still alive. I did tell everybody, in the community section that I was going to be taking some time off. But, yeah, I just wanted to get you in here because of the turn of events for the made-up word people, the transgender men, the cowards that have tried to take women's sports from women. I just wanted to get your take on it.
Yeah, man. Something I'm very passionate about. As a girl dad, 3 daughters, 2 of which, they all played sports in the youth league. And then I had 2 that played middle school basketball. 2, they also played some AAU basketball. And I just don't, and I've coached in AAU basketball. So I don't, anybody who tries to tell me that it's fair for a biological male to play a sport against a biological female is well, they're just an idiot. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Or they're just lying to themselves and other people. Because the bone, you can take all the hormones you want to and all that other crap. Your bone structure is your bone structure. If you're born with the bone structure of a man, you're going to have the bone structure of a man, right?
It's going to be pretty hard to get rid of that.
And I'm no doctor, so maybe if you start taking hormones as like a small child or whatever, but in most circumstances, this is not what we're talking about here. This is we're talking about people who decided, as late teenage years or early adult years, whatever. And even if that's the case, I'm still not sure. I'd love to talk to a doctor or somebody to get their take on it. But I still don't know that you can totally change everything from muscle to bone structure to all that, even with hormones and therapy and all that stuff. I just don't see how you can. But again, I'm not a doctor, but I've yet to meet a male athlete. There's a reason they don't have women playing certain sports. You know what I mean? Because
let me ask you something real quick. Let me interrupt you. But how come it is transgender men and transgender women all play in women's sports? If you're a woman trying to transition to be a man, why in the hell ain't you playing in the WNBA? I mean, in the NBA or the NFL. If you're a woman trying to be a man,
that's a great question.
How come everything gets thrown on top of the women?
I think we all know the answer to that, Outlaw, because they can't.
Exactly.
Because they can't compete.
Yeah, because they were born as a woman. And
I don't mean this. Look, I'm married and I got 3 daughters. So in no way, shape, or form am I sitting here down and downgrading women or females. That ain't the case. We're supposed to be different. There's a reason there's male and female. We're not the same.
You're helping them have a fair shot at playing a sport without getting hurt.
Yes. I mean, how would you think about that? And I think this has actually happened, but not, correct me if I'm wrong. How would you like to be a female volleyball player? I think back, remember that movie, Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
I think it was Wedding Crashers. Or no, it was Meet the Fockers, I think. Where Ben Stiller's character spiked that volleyball down on his girlfriend and broke her nose. Remember that?
Yep.
On that girl. That was a comedy. But that was actually, stuff like that could actually happen in real life over this transgender stuff, right? How would you like to be a woman or girl, whatever, playing volleyball, and you've got a transgender on the other side who's biologically a male playing against you, who's 6-7 inches taller than you, stronger than you, and they jump up and spike a volleyball down on you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or, and there's a difference. There's a reason most women who play football, A, they're kickers typically, and B, the ones that are not, they normally stop playing at about middle school or youth league because their bodies aren't made to take a beating like men are. I mean, there's just men and women are supposed to be different, man. It's the way we're biologically designed. I'm a Christian. I believe God made us all. But even if you're not, I think it's hard to argue scientifically that we're supposed to be different, even, So
yeah. Are we making it, some of the transgender men will be like, you're making it easier for the women, to have a sport into themselves. But if you, I say that you didn't have sports separated by gender, and you got a girl that really loves basketball and wants to play basketball, what's the chances of her making the University of West Virginia men's basketball team? Not very good, right?
0.
So they never get that chance, man. And are we, making the rules or making it easier for them in a way so they can compete against themselves? Maybe you could say that, but it's just not fair that they never get to compete in sports because men have been born with an advantage that women can't change. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason. Look, there's a reason. It's very rare that you see a woman dunk a basketball. Right?
That's right.
Men dunk all the time because they're physically built different. They're physically stronger. They can jump higher typically. They're taller most of the time. They have different muscle tone. All of that. Because they're men. There's a reason they have women's basketball and men's basketball. So, and when you're a biological male and you are wanting to be female and you decide you want to play in female sports, you just took somebody else's spot, an actual female spot. What happened to Title IX? Title IX is supposed to be for women.
That's what I'm saying. If all these transgender men come in here and take their spots, then you really don't have women's sports anymore. Title IX just got violated.
Yeah.
They are violating Title IX themselves by allowing this.
I agree. And one of the arguments I've gotten on Twitter when I've talked about this is, or not just an argument, but people that are saying that Trump's administration or making too big a deal out of it or whatever. Their argument has been, well, there's only a very small percentage of transgender athletes. Why is he making such a big deal out of it? Before I give you my answer, what are your thoughts on that?
On exactly what again?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's just you're a little muffled.
Sorry, I'm using a different microphone than I usually use.
All right.
If you are people on social media have been arguing that Trump's making too big a deal out of this because there's only a very small percentage of transgender athletes playing sports anyway.
Right.
What would be your argument to that?
Well, I mean, if it's one spot that gets taken away from one woman that deserved it, or a trophy, it's like the Wiley Gaines situation there. Like Donald Trump said, she worked in the pool. I mean, she's 12-time All-American, man. She worked out in the pool 3 or 4 hours a day, man. And to have her trophy stolen from her by a dude, that's why there's an argument against it. Because all it takes is just a few of them to get in there and take the gold medals and the trophies and the money that those women would have made. It takes it away from them. It don't take many, because any man that you put in there that's athletically gifted is going to have an inherent advantage over them.
Agreed. And two, I made that argument. The other argument I made was this is more than just about right now. We're thinking ahead to the future, because this problem could get worse down the road. You could start getting, if transgender males, or whatever they're called, if biological men who want to become women all of a sudden see an opportunity, they might take advantage of it, and you could start seeing it snowball and become worse and worse and worse over time. So if you don't nip it in the bud, as Barney Fife used to say, it could get worse. That's my argument too. This is more than just about today. It's setting a precedent for the future, and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
Yeah, because sooner or later, those transgender men that are athletes, they're going to get smart, or these men that aren't even transgenders, they're going to be like, look, I can't make it in basketball and in the NBA, so Why don't I just go to the WNBA and tell everybody that I magically woke up and the gender fairy told me that I was a woman, you know?
Yeah.
And they could go make money playing WNBA basketball because you can actually make money doing that.
Yeah. I mean, as a coach, I can tell you if I knew, I mean, I don't know how you, sometimes I don't know how you prove it, but thankfully I never had this happen. But if I knew that there was a biological male on the other team, you know, transgender, I would have been pissed. You know, there have been some occasions I suspected it on teams I wasn't coaching, but I don't know how you prove it. I mean, if you can't go to the coach and ask, because then you just start a shitstorm, right?
Right.
But I wouldn't be worried about my girls getting hurt. You know, that's my biggest concern is
I've even
someone's gonna
seen
get hurt.
competing in these MMA sports, some of them.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, that's really bad to me. That's the ultimate right there. That's
Boxing.
just like you're beating on a woman for real.
Yeah. Boxing.
Got a few comments I'm going to get to. Thunder OU Sooners in the house. He's got nearly perfect attendance. He said there's no hair sniffing from Trump like Biden. See what else we got in here. By the way, if y'all don't mind, jump out and hit the like button and also share it with your friends. And I need you to hit the subscribe button. We got a lot of people that tell me all the time how much they love the show, and then they just forget to subscribe. You know, me and Killer Breeze were talking about that earlier today. Sometimes I'll be watching a show or a podcast, and I really enjoy it. But after I get through watching it, I go on to watch something else, and I forget to subscribe. So if y'all can help us out by hitting the subscribe button. Brad Friend has his badge. He's deputized. He's an outlaw posse. Males shouldn't be in women's sports, period. Anyone who thinks it's right, they are a freaking cult member. Storm 4601 says, I want a Donald J. Trump dance after touchdowns tomorrow.
That would be funny.
That would be great. I might have to do me a couple. I might have to record myself doing it.
Are you watching the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Yeah, I might watch it. I'm not sure yet. Larry Trewicki, he's our resident Nebraska guy, says Corn is in here. What do you think Con Time will do this year? They play Delaware. Well, that might be a game he can win. I think I don't want to get into Con Time tonight, but I think that 9-4 is a little bit of an aberration, and I think people will see that as of next year.
I haven't looked. I'd have to look at their schedule to make any type of prediction. I haven't seen their schedule yet.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up something from Clay Travis real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I don't know if you saw that Riley Gaines clip earlier that I played.
Yeah, I don't touch politics at all on my YouTube channel. I will occasionally.
Well, this ain't really politics. This is sports.
Right,
know?
that's what I'm saying. I'm getting to my expert. I don't, but it kind of overlaps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And people get mad when you talk about it. And they're like, shouldn't be talking about politics. Well, it's in the sport.
There are certain social and political issues I won't touch. Try not to touch many at all. But on my X account, this is something I've been very outspoken about because I'm very passionate about it. But anyway, go ahead.
All right.
The NCAA now has said they are going to comply with that executive order. This has somehow turned into a political issue. But when you look at the voice of the actual people, as I have been saying, this is an issue of common sense, not an issue of Democrats, not an issue of Republicans, not an issue of independents. I've never seen it as remotely political, and that's what the numbers actually reflect, which is why I want you to watch. We're going to play this clip. This is from CNN, Harry Enton, talking about the fact that only 18% of Americans believe that men should be able to compete against women, and that overwhelming majorities of Republicans, Democrats, and independents are all on the side of Outkick on this issue. Watch and listen. Even CNN's like, you know what? Outkick, you were right. Outkick, you have won. I've been telling it to y'all for years, but here are the actual numbers just from CNN.
Do you want to discover how I got over 1 million subscribers on YouTube without ever even showing my face or stepping in?
Listen.
Transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate in women's sports. Compare this to the opposition. I mean, my goodness gracious, 79%. You rarely get 79% of the country to agree on anything, but they do, in fact, agree on the idea of opposing transgender female athletes in women's sports. But it's not just that the majority of Americans are opposed to transgender female athletes in women's sports. It's that the opposition has become considerably larger in just the last 4 years.
When you look at that, 62% just a few years ago agreed with us when we started. Now it's to 79%. I think it will soon be 85, 90. I think it's a 90-10 issue in the world of sports, which is why I'm going to war with this.
So that was Clay Travis's take on it.
Yeah, well, I was impressed that CNN did that.
Yeah, CNN, I think they're trying to come around a little bit. You know, I see a lot of these people that were before, it seemed like they were leaning left. Seems like they're leaning more right now, like Stephen A. Smith. That guy is going to go with whatever flavor of the month is going to get him over or keep him where he's at. He, to me, is just a big, giant piece of dung, and I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. People are like, well, look, man, he's on our side now. Yeah, man, but whenever it changes again, he's going to be back on the other side.
Yeah, probably so. But I think, I mean, this is an issue that like Clay said, I think it crosses party lines. I mean, you're talking, to me, it's hard for any man who would have daughters or any woman for that matter that has daughters to think this is okay. I just don't, maybe there's a few of those out there, but I doubt many.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that, that why Biden and them couldn't just sign this. Like you said, it's crossing party labels in society. Why did it take this long to just do what's common sense? Like Raleigh Gaines said, that this is something that shouldn't even have to happen. I mean, why do we have to have an executive order to explain to people that men should not be in the same dressing room as a woman?
I think a lot of it, maybe I'm off base here, but I think a lot of it is driven by the George Soroses of the world and people like that, to be honest with you. But for whatever reason, there's people that want to back this radical agenda. And I think that's part of it.
Something else that Clay pointed out that I was not aware of, I found this sort of crazy. Let me see if I can find it, see if it's right here.
Is going to be at the Super Bowl. I didn't believe this when they told me, and I read it. I said, there's no way this is true. I was even talking to guys at Fox Sports last night, and some of them were still in disbelief over this. Donald Trump's going to be at the Super Bowl. Guys, this is the first time that a sitting president of the United States has ever attended a Super Bowl. 59 of them. I would have never believed it. Now, former presidents have been to games. First ladies have been to games. Vice presidents have been to games. Never before has the president of the United States traveled for the Super Bowl. I am looking forward to all the pomp, circumstance. Let me give you a little bit of a preview. Fox is ready, and they are going to honor the 14 terror victims. They have a very special opening that you are not going to want to miss, starring all of the people that you have watched all year with the biggest games from Fox Sports, all of the Fox Sports pregame crew. They have got a very special open. I don't think it's been written or talked about very much. Just trust me on this. I was with a lot of the Fox Sports people last night. They were talking about how late they have been out.
All right, well, that was something I didn't know. I would have thought a sitting president would have attended a Super Bowl. There's been, 59 Super Bowls?
Yeah, you'd think so. I didn't know it either. I wonder why. I guess it's because of the safety concerns, maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking, man, maybe with the logistics and all the safety issues and concerns, that they just didn't think it was worth the hassle.
Yeah. But you do have to have, he has to have a pretty large security detail. I guess it would be logistics-wise might be part of it too. But Trump, man, he doesn't care. He's going to be different. He's going to do what he wants to do.
That's what I'm saying. He probably saw that, and he's like, because, Donald does have a bit of an ego. And he was probably like, yeah, I'm going to be the first one to do that. And they're like, look, sir, this is going to be awfully risky, security issues. Look, he's probably like, look, dude, I ain't got shot in the ear. So you know what? Let them take another shot so they can hit the other ear. I don't know, man. It's like he don't care, man. I mean, well, how old is he? Ain't he like 77 or 78?
He's in his late 70s. Yeah,
When you get to that age,
he's got the energy of
when you get to that age, you just don't care, man. You're like,
he's got more energy than I do. But I think a lot of it too is he just wants to be among the people. A lot of it, and he does like the attention. He does have a big. You have to have a big ego to do what he does. I mean,
oh yeah.
But I don't know. I think it honestly. I was debating whether this is the first time, the least interested I've been in a Super Bowl, maybe ever, at least in my adult life.
Now there is some history to be had. There's never been a three-peat.
No, but I don't want it to be them.
Why not, man?
I don't know. I think it's because they beat my team.
Yeah, they did. They
beat my team every freaking year.
I think it's like I think it's Clay Travis that said this too. I think that this might actually work against the Chiefs. All this hullabaloo last week about how the Chiefs are getting all the calls and how they got the Bills screwed over. The refs are probably going to err on the side of the Eagles in this Super Bowl just because they don't want to be called out for that. So the actual refereeing might fall in favor of the Eagles this go around.
It'll be interesting to see if that's true. I mean, I don't think they would do that on purpose, but it could be a subconscious thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because these referees are human, man. I mean, human instincts and human nature does kick in at times. Why do you think home teams in basketball normally get better whistle? Exactly. Because the crowd gets into the game and it affects their thinking and the way they call a game. It doesn't mean they're trying to cheat somebody necessarily. It's the emotions and the mental side of it because they're human beings. And I could see that being something that happens. Like I said, I'm not going to say they're going to cheat them or anything, but I could see it being an issue. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably end up watching it, man. I just and I do want to see the reaction to him. I'm not super excited about the halftime show, but you know, it is what it is.
To back up a little bit on the political stuff, how is it that Trump has had to come in here? And I mean, he's just doing all this stuff, all these changes within a very short period of time. And my question is, why didn't Trump do all this stuff his first term? Why is he now just waiting to the second term to do all this?
I think a lot of it. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's like he's in a no-lose situation. He ain't got to worry about being reelected. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do.
I think that's part of it. I also think it has to do with the people he has around him. I think, and in fact, he has the backing now of both the Senate and the House, whereas before he didn't. He's got a lot more, you know, and he won the majority of the vote this time. I mean, the American people voted him in, not only the Electoral College, but the actual popular vote. I mean, he has a mandate from the American people to do what he said to do, and I think that's what he's trying to do. I'm not a huge fan, typically, of presidents just doing all these executive orders, but there are times it's needed, and you know, especially with this transgender thing, I was glad to see him do it.
Well, a lot of the and I'm a registered Democrat. A lot of people don't know that. I just hadn't went and re-registered. I'm gonna go and re-register as an independent because I don't really trust any parties. I think party label loyalty makes for corrupt loyalty. I've always said that. But Thunder OU Center makes a good point. Trump was listening to the wrong people his first term, whereas the second term, Trump knows better. Yeah, in the first term, you actually had some Republicans that were working against him, and you still have that. That's what I said. I don't trust either party.
McConnell and a few others, yeah.
Exactly. And like I said, a lot of, you know, conservative Democrats from back in the day, like myself, and a lot of minorities are actually, they're getting smart, and they're turning against the Democrats. The Democrats are screwing themselves in all this, man. And what it's going to end up happening is, like me and Killer Breeze talked about off air, is the Republican primary is going to end up being the decider probably of who's going to be president. Because whoever goes on to face the Democrats is probably going to win at this point because of all the bad mojo that's coming out about the Democrats, especially with this USAID thing. This USAID thing, I didn't even know who they was until here recently.
I never heard of them.
Yeah, and they're the ones behind the scenes doing all the crazy shit, man. They said they were giving our money to a transgender opera in Colombia, the production of that, and the production of a transgender comic book in Peru. Just all sorts of crazy shit. They probably wouldn't even give money to that. They were actually just probably putting it in their pocket and saying they were.
Who knows, man? And the fact that people actually are mad that stuff's getting corrected is baffling to me.
Oh, yeah, they're all about auditing us, but they don't want to be audited back, see?
As an American, you should be pissed that was happening to you, in my opinion.
Exactly. I'll give you here's a good case in point. Saw this today on the Benny Johnson show. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if you know who Benny Johnson is.
I do.
He's a pretty good guy. I like him. Check him out. If you get a chance, check out Benny Johnson.
Lifelong Democrat leaves the Democrat Party in the most epic video ever. It's been reposted by Elon Musk. You got to hear this.
This political party, the Democratic Party, have lied to us about everything. They've lied about being the party of the middle class. They've lied about being the party of peace. They've lied about being the party that wants to help poor people. Okay? What the last several weeks have proven to us all is that this is a cadre of criminals and losers and spoiled children of affluent parents who were more concerned about looking good than actually doing good. These are people who were more concerned about looking like they were doing something for the American people than actually doing things for the American people. And that's why I'm so angry. Because this party lied to me while stealing my tax dollars. The Democratic Party lied to us all while they brought in millions of illegal immigrants for their own political purposes for the last 4 years. 20 to 30 million illegal aliens brought in. And now we come to USAID being probably the largest money laundering operation in American history. Congratulations, Dems. You've outdone even Bernie Madoff. I'm disgusted beyond words. Disgusted with the waste of money. Disgusted with the waste, with the fraud. With the way that you people use color legitimacy, and the way you use black people as mules to get us to push whatever agenda you wanted to. The amount of division you used black people to sow upon the American people, you used us for that. And then, as if enough weren't enough, you then decide that you're going to die on the hill of USAID, a government audit. You're trying to prevent a government audit because some of you really are trying to stay out of prison. We see the game now. Y'all been out here telling us that the game was rigged against certain people. Well, now we found out who the people that were rigging the game were. Congratulations. Y'all are never going to win another political race ever again. Not if I can help it.
Lifelong Democrat leaves the Democrat Party.
All right. What do you think about that?
I'd never seen that before. That was something.
That guy went on a tangent, man. He was pissed.
And I guarantee you he's not the only one who feels that way. Look at the different celebrities out there. Like you mentioned Stephen A. Smith, Snoop Dogg. There's a whole list of celebrities, some of them black, who have flipped their allegiances because they saw what the other side was doing.
I don't trust them.
What's that?
I don't trust them celebrities that you're talking about. I feel like they're just going with the flavor. You know what I mean? They see the tide turning, and they know the worm's turning, so they're trying to get ahead of it.
I don't know. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but
I won't mind giving them the benefit of the doubt because I do like me some Snoop Dogg.
That's right.
And it's like he said, man, y'all causing all this division within races to push your agenda, man. You're trying to keep us separated. because I don't know what decade you grew up in, but when I was growing up in the 80s, it seemed like everything was getting so much better. Race relations were great, man. You had genres of music crossing over and doing concerts and doing videos together, like the "We Are the World" video. I don't know if you ever saw that, but it's just like every genre you can imagine.
Yeah, I think race relations, I mean, there's always been issues. There always will be issues. That's just because we're human beings and we're flawed. But I think race relations have been getting better over time, gradually getting better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to have, like I said, you had the Rodney King incident. There's always going to be bad apples out there who are not good people, right? But I think over time, I don't think systemically as a country, I do think as a country, we're better than we were, 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Well, I'm saying when I was growing up, it was getting better in the 80s. And it's like,
now, you think?
It's like something changed. Like you said, in the middle part, from 1995 till 2020 or so, things just started getting worse, it seemed like. It got better for a time from like 1980 to 1995 or 2000. And then, like you said, stuff started happening again. Little stuff like Rodney King, stuff they could grab onto and sort of pull us apart and cause division.
There you go. That's what I was saying. I think from the citizens' perspective, race relations have been better, but I think the problem is the politicians, like that guy was talking about. I think the politicians in the media tried to make it look like it was not good and tried to divide us.
Right.
I think if you would leave them out of the equation, we wouldn't have as many issues today.
Jeff says they spent $20 million on a Sesame Street show in Iraq. USAID.
Yeah.
There's no way, man. There's no way, man. They're taking that money and pocketing it and putting it somewhere and just money laundering that shit.
And why is everybody making I say everybody, why are so many people making a big deal out of Elon Musk being, like they're saying, we didn't elect Elon Musk. No, you didn't.
But you elected Donald Trump.
Presidents have been able to appoint people to positions ever since I can remember.
Exactly. That's their job.
So why is that? Why is Elon Musk all of a sudden a bad guy?
I don't know. That guy's done nothing but positive stuff usually. I mean, there's some stuff that he believes that I don't believe, but that's going to be everybody that you meet.
Yeah.
Everybody you meet, every friend you have, y'all going to have differences. You're going to have something that you disagree with. But it doesn't mean that you have to run the man down and say that he's Hitler. That's crap, man. Just because he accidentally raised his hand and waved in a Hitler way that was, wasn't deliberate. You could tell
Did you watch the whole clip?
Yeah, I did.
He was trying to say, my heart goes out to you, and he did this.
Yeah.
And, I mean, how else are you going to do that? I mean, the motion you have to make to do that gesture.
Exactly.
And everybody most people who were trying to make a big deal out of it, they cut off the first part of that and only showed the last part.
Well, Trump's hitting the transgenders, and he's also hitting the illegal immigration hard too, man. I've been really impressed with that, man. I didn't really think he could do it. I thought it was just coach speak. He's coming in there and he's rounding them up, man. They're putting them out, man. And they tried to send some back to Colombia, and they said, no, we're not taking them. And he said, oh, yes, you are. I'm going to put 25% tariff on your coffee. And then, all of a sudden they took them in. So,
Hey, I live in a small town here in southern West Virginia, man, rural America as it gets. And I was eating lunch with somebody the other day, and they told me that apparently there were ICE agents in a local restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, looking in where I live in southern West Virginia, looking for illegals. They're doing it, man. They're doing what they said they were going to do.
Well, what gets me is
how often do politicians actually do what they say they're going to do?
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised. I can't believe it. He's done more in 3 weeks than I thought would get done in 4 years. So, and you got these people protesting in the streets with Mexican flags about being deported. I'm like, if y'all don't want to be over here, man, why are you waving the Mexican flag? Why are you burning our flag and waving your flag? If you don't want to be in Mexico, why are you doing that shit?
Hey, did you see that Cat Williams video I sent you the other day?
Yeah, I'm fixing to play, as a matter of fact. I think it might be the same one you sent me. I couldn't remember who sent it to me, but I also got a clip from Officer Tatum show about it. You might have sent it to me.
I'll put it in the group chat.
Okay. Well, here, I'm going to try to share it real quick, because that's what I was getting to.
Yeah, and that's what I thought maybe so. If not, I wanted, because that got me fired up, man.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Because I'm saying, you think I'm just in Mexico and I'm defending America? Because are you Mexican? Do you know where Mexico is? No, this ain't Mexico. It used to be Mexico.
Welcome to OCC Learning,
Man,
an
I'm
e-learning
confused
platform
commercials,
where investors can find
Stupid-ass
realistic
commercials,
options
man.
Hey, those commercials pay us, brother.
I bet you don't leave here and go to Mexico, mother. So we do some generic speech. We just have no. You know where you at. USA! 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 I don't give a. Think they can live in this country and then still be allegiance to another country. If you love another country more than you love America, then get to step into that bitch. So if you love Mexico, get the f*** there. And as for my Mexican American homies, viva la revolución! Oh, say, can you see God's early light? What's so?
Oh, he working hard, bro. He put the bird.
What is that?
He put the eagle.
Oh, the eagle.
Oh my.
I didn't see this part.
Oh my.
You know what my family did for this country. You ain't did. But we were slaves. Y'all just work like that at the landscapers.
Oh my. That's got to be the coldest comedian clip I've ever seen him.
Wish
I
they'd
didn't see that last part, man, but that got me fired up.
I wish they'd stop clipping the damn cuss words. I should have used your clip, man.
Yeah, the one I sent was not edited at all.
Yeah, that and Officer Tatum doing that shit, man. It aggravates the shit out of me, man. That
He's
last
probably
part.
he's probably worried about getting demonetized, or maybe he's just doesn't want the cussing on his show. I don't know Officer Tatum, so
I was trying to make out what he said about slaves. Did you understand what he was saying?
I didn't, and the clip I sent didn't have that part in it. It cut off before that, so I'm not sure what he said.
Yeah, he said something about y'all come over here and claim y'all being worked like slaves, and he's like, we were slaves and we didn't get paid for shit or something, man. It's just like digging in on that dude. That dude, You could tell, man. He done sit down, man. He had that damn fake ass smile on his face, man. He done got grilled.
Yeah, he was
That's
pissed.
it. Don't go to a comedy show if you're gonna get insulted. If you don't get mad, if there's just a slight chance that it's gonna get you mad enough to heckle them, I wouldn't go because they're professionals at grilling people.
Oh yeah, that's what they get. That's what comedy is, man.
And they want you to get up there and try to heckle them. They want you to try that shit because they got the microphone and you don't. Can't nobody hear your shit except for people in the front row. Ain't nobody gonna hear what you got to say back. You're just gonna take a grilling, man.
Yeah, it was which I didn't know Cat Williams was. I mean, I knew a little bit about Cat Williams, but I didn't realize he's been very outspoken against the Hollywood elites and Diddy and those types of people. But I didn't know he was, I didn't realize he was that patriotic, I guess.
I did either. I think it's just common sense. It ain't that you're that patriotic. It's just like, hey, damn.
Well, for a celebrity, that most celebrities wouldn't do that.
If I was going to move to Mexico, I would learn Spanish. I would learn the ways of Mexico. If I want to get out of the United States so bad, I'm not going to run down there with an American flag and say, hey, check this out, and then start burning the Mexican flag. That don't make no damn sense, man. If you want to live in another country, you probably need to learn their customs and the way they do things so you can assimilate better, right?
Yeah, and I think the majority of them do, but there's a small percentage that feel like I guess they don't have to. I don't know.
It's usually those that are probably more associated with the gang mentality too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. Probably so. Most of the ones I've met are awesome people. They work their tails off. And most of them are legal, and most of them are here legally.
Right. Love me some Mexican food. I know that. If you're ever in Tuscaloosa, check Veracruz out. Real nice restaurant.
Yeah, I also love me some tequila and some margaritas. So
I bet you do.
I'm all about some Mexican customs, but I'm also doing it here in America. I mean, I'm sure Cat Williams ain't got anything against Mexican Hispanic people.
No,
but
it's the people like that guy that's saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be able to criticize us for coming over here illegally." And that woman, the new press secretary that Donald Trump got, she's fire, man. I don't know if you've seen her in action.
I have, boy. She's
They
good.
asked her about, is Donald Trump going to go after the criminal illegal aliens first? And she's like, whoa, wait a minute. She's like, they're all criminals because they're over here illegally. That's what the word illegally means. Illegal means they're a criminal. Once they cross the border, they're a criminal. They're all criminals. They may not be criminals to the degree that some are, but they're technically all criminals because they've already broken the law by crossing the border without doing what they're supposed to do to get over here.
Right.
Do we have that problem with the Asian population? Not usually.
Mm-mm.
People from Germany, France, Britain, we don't have no problems with them, do we? I saw something that sort of surprised me today. They said that they were having more issues with the fentanyl coming in, not from Mexico, but from Canada.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until it came up, I guess, when Trump and Trudeau got into a little bit of a back and forth there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I didn't realize fentanyl was even coming from Canada, but I guess it was.
It's probably easier to cross the Canadian border.
Probably so.
Because people are watching for that shit down there. They're looking for it down there, but down in Canada, probably not.
Yeah. Man, that stuff is super dangerous too.
Yeah, I mean, they'll put it in everything. They put it in your damn marijuana. They put it in everything.
I was listening to a guy today. I was actually listening to another podcast, and they were interviewing this guy as part of the whole Super Bowl events and all that. And he was there with a charity where they were trying to stop fentanyl abuse. Fentanyl poisoning is what they call it. They're putting it in Xanaxes and everything. Like college students are buying Xanaxes to try to stay up so they can study and stuff, right? Which you shouldn't do. I mean, you shouldn't do that. But we all know college students can make bad decisions. And instead of buying it through a doctor, they're getting it through their buddies, and it might have fentanyl in it. And nobody even knew it,
A lot of coffee comes from those countries down there. I'm surprised they don't put it in the coffee.
They probably will eventually.
Probably give him an idea. Stick
Yeah.
that shit in, man, in the coffee.
Yeah, I can't believe how poisonous that stuff is. Like a trace of it can kill you.
Yeah, I mean that's what George Floyd was on, some fentanyl or something, wasn't he? And that's why he was, so super strong. I guess he was already a big dude. I still think that guy got the shaft. I don't think he should have went to prison for that, because I mean he was just doing what he was trained to do and hold the guy down. The guy was just drugged up, and he basically probably had a heart attack or cardiac arrest from that damn drug.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have had his foot on the back of his neck the whole time. But
that's a big ass man. I probably put my
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like judging cops because I'm not in their situation,
right.
And they're having to make decisions with their life on the line. So
Yeah,
I try not to pass judgment, but I mean, it didn't look good.
No, it didn't. If y'all don't mind, subscribe to the channel. I know I said it before, but jump out and hit the subscribe button, share us to your friends, hit the like button. Also check out Kuz's Corner. He does a lot of West Virginia stuff and conference realignment. I'm going to hit some of these comments. Lonesome Darkness says it's time for our money to finally be spent on us. Amen to that. But will it happen? Corrections 101 has his badge. He's deputized. Trump ran on Elon heading Doge and having Elon doing what he's doing, and people are shocked. Exactly. It's not like it was a surprise. It's not like, hey, surprise, surprise, I'm putting Elon in this position. He told everybody before he got elected that's what he was going to do.
The majority of America voted for this. Get over it.
Exactly. Now, y'all mad because y'all probably the segment of the population that didn't vote for him. So, just saying, I can't believe 70 million people voted for her. I can't believe there's that many stupid people out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just, I don't.
I'm a former Democrat saying that shit, so they can't come in here and play a narrative on me where, oh, you're just a Trumpster. That ain't got nothing to do with it, man.
No,
it's just common sense.
There's still a lot of people out there, though, who vote based on party lines without really, maybe not really educating themselves a lot, too. I think there's a lot of that still happens on both sides. But I don't know, man. It's he's only got 4 years, though, so I guess that's why he's working.
These 4 years set a good precedent, and it sets J.D. Vance up for 8 years. What do you think?
Maybe. We'll have to see.
You like J.D. Vance?
I do, yeah.
He seems like a common man.
I felt like Trump's his first go around, it started off good, and then because of COVID, it ended bad. Not saying it was his fault, but
oh yeah, it probably worked out better for him. That way, he didn't have to go through that COVID shit, and it all got put on Biden. Right?
What's that?
It probably worked out better for him this way, because had he got another term, all this COVID stuff, he would have to deal with it.
Yeah, that too. But I felt like, I mean, it happened. I mean, he was still president when it happened, and I felt like he got more of the blame than he should have, and the economy took a hit at first too. And I think he got the blame for that, even though he didn't cause a pandemic. Now, did he handle it right? I don't know. You can argue whether he did or didn't, but he didn't cause it, so it's hard to blame him for it.
Thunder OU Center says, every time I think of Cat Williams, I think of the Third Friday movie where Cat Williams plays a pimp. I ain't seen the third part. I've seen the first two.
I think I did see it, but it's been years ago, man. I don't remember much about it.
Is that the scene, the clip where he's at the house and the cops come up there and he's talking about he got an alligator in his house?
I don't know. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm one of those people that have a hard time remembering movies unless it's extremely memorable. Like I won't remember it. By the way, I like that koozie you got in the background. What you got in it?
Yeah. I was wondering when you was gonna see that shit.
I saw it as soon as I popped on here, but I just didn't want to interrupt your show. What you got in it?
Hold up.
You got a drink in it?
Hold on, let me try and find something real quick.
Sorry.
I know it's not your fault. That's not what I want to see. I don't know. I'll find it one day. I'll find it later. I can't find it. It was it's a clip about the alligator.
Oh.
He tells them, this might be it right here. Let me click on this real quick. Commercials, man. All right. Anyway, yeah, this is a top shelf college football knowledge.
Oh, you just had it leaning up to get something.
Yeah, it's leaning up against Bear Bryant. You know, 2 winners back to back. So
There you go.
bring me a little mojo here.
There you go.
I would have put it on this side, but that's sort of, you can't really tell what that is.
No, that was my old logo, and it wasn't real. I changed it, but I liked it, but it wasn't. It was. You couldn't really tell what it was.
But then when I flip it on this side, it's a great catchphrase, but it doesn't tell what channel. So, I have to explain it. They're like, where'd you get that from? And I'm like, well, that's because it's corner.
Yeah. I would make new ones, but it ended up not being the hit I thought.
Now, Jonathan did something one time that really took off for us back in the day. When, Tua threw that touchdown on 2nd and 26.
Mm-hmm.
He made some bracelets that said 2nd and 26 on them. And we sold a bunch of those things.
I bet.
Man, we sold a bunch of them.
Yeah, I didn't get them to sell them. I got them to give to my channel members, my paid members. But by the time I paid shipping on those things, man, it was costing me a crap ton of money. So I stopped doing it.
Who was that said that about that?
Hmm?
Who was that said that about Friday? That's Thunder OU Sooner, right?
Yes.
I'll bring up a clip here. You see that?
Yeah.
Can you see that? Can you see it?
Yeah.
How the motherfuckers knocking on my door like they the police?
Are you the resident here?
Man, what y'all want?
You called about a domestic disturbance?
No, that's the wrong house. We're not domestic. We're not even married.
We didn't call, so we good.
Ma'am, do you live here?
No, she don't live here. I'm fucking the bitch. That's the deal. Okay? No
Call
crime.
negative. Please step out into the lawn.
I'm gonna leave the safety of my house to step out on the lawn with y'all for no reason. No, I'm not gonna do that. I know how the law works. If you trying to arrest me, you gotta get a complaint from her, and then it's gotta be filled out and signed. That's how the law works.
No, sir, that's not how it works. Comply or we will put you in cuffs.
Come in, what?
Will you better go and talk to them.
I'm not talking to these sons of bitches about nothing, because I ain't do nothing. And if they keep on trying to act like they're gonna come in here and get me, then I'll let that alligator loose and see what they do about that.
You don't have an alligator.
Yes, he do.
He do got alligator. That's the alligator man.
I'm trying to lie to you. I'm the alligator man. Okay? So now, just leave me alone. Won't be no gator. All right?
We'll shoot your goddamn alligator.
Well, do it. I wanna say it. Do it. I don't know what you trying to pull. All I know is I ain't gotta do shit, cause I ain't done shit. Kiss my black ass.
Hey, how's it going? That's my uncle. He's a veteran. Please don't shoot him.
Hey, look, we need him to step out here. We will tase him.
I know, I get it. I don't want this to become a big thing, okay? Just give me 5 minutes. I'll talk to him. He's not dangerous. He's just unstable. All right?
Hey, is there an alligator in there?
Yeah.
Is he friendly with you?
No.
There's something out there, man. That's a lot better than a guard dog. You got you an alligator.
Was that the Friday movie?
Yeah, I think it's Friday number 3.
Friday After Next, maybe?
Well, I think it's called something. I don't know what's called that Friday After Next. I think that's part 2, but I haven't seen part 3, but that's the part I think that Thunder OU Sooners referring to.
It may be.
But them little kids got me tickled there. It's like, yeah, he do. He do got an alligator too.
He's
Y'all know
alligator man.
that's an alligator.
That's hilarious.
Before I let you get out of here, brother, I know you just said you probably ain't gonna watch it. I may not watch it either, man. I'm not really enthralled by the matchup. Kansas City, Philadelphia, part 2. What do you think? Who do you think is gonna win it?
I think Kansas City will win it. I think they're the best team in the league. bad as I hate, and it's funny because I don't have anything against, I actually like Andy Reid. I think he's a good dude. Patrick Mahomes actually seems like a good dude.
Well, the fact that Andy Reid gets to stick it to Philadelphia, who got rid of him, again, that's sort of nice for him, I guess. And I do like Patrick Mahomes and his wife because they're more conservative.
Yeah,
his wife
I just don't like the same team winning it every year.
Her and Taylor Swift sort of got into it.
Yep. Yeah, I just don't like to see the same team winning every year,
Well, I do like to see history. I would like to see a three-peat.
But I'll probably I watch it every year. I'll probably end up watching it. My daughter wants to watch the stupid halftime show.
You would just think that a three-peat would happen to an organization that's been known more for championships. I mean, like the Patriots or the Steelers.
It gives me hope that maybe my Bill will actually win one day.
You would have thought it would have been like the Steelers doing it or something.
Mm-hmm. Steelers or the 49ers or even the Patriots. Patriots never even did it.
The Patriots, they come along in the 90s, early 2000s. The bigger, more traditional names were the Steelers, right?
Yep.
Used to be the Cowboys, not anymore. Cowboys then got like Notre Dame.
But the fact that nobody's done it shows you how hard it is to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, it really ain't happened in college football either.
I was going to say it hadn't happened in college either. 2 in a row is the most any team's ever won in college, right?
And you get to the lower levels like FCS, you see it happen in high school football. But those levels are a lot easier to dominate.
But we have a team in West Virginia who won like 7 in a row, man.
That's what I'm saying. We had that shit happen here before, too. In Alabama, I think Hoover won like 4 or 5 in a row or some shit. Thompson or somebody back in the day.
Speaking of Hoover, we got West Virginia just signed a kid from Hoover, Alabama. I need to look up and see. I can't remember which one it was. I'll have to look back and see. Do you live close to there?
What's that?
Hoover.
Yeah, I live about 55 minutes from Hoover, about an hour.
Okay. West Virginia signed a kid from Hoover High School.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of money did y'all give him?
I don't know yet. He's a freshman, so probably not much.
You gave him some of that Rich Rod money, didn't you? Rich Rod coming in there, he's like Trump of West Virginia, man. He's coming in and doing everything.
Yeah, I reckon.
He's putting them all down. That's the way it's going to be. Look, neither talking about, we're going to compete for Big 12 titles. To hell with that. I almost won a national title last time I was here. Why I want to why I want to win some Big 12 title? I used to play in the Big East, man, the Big 12. What the hell y'all talking about?
I'm trying to find that kid's name. Do you follow high school football?
Sometimes. It's just off and on thing for me with high school ball. Just like NFL. It's off and on. I might start following the NFL again if college keeps doing what they're doing. I'm going to give them another year to get their shit straight and get some kind of rules in place, or I'm just going to start being an NFL fan because at least in the NFL they have some kind of rules in place.
Yeah.
So, Turd Ferguson's in the house with the best screen name in YouTube history. Nothing like a turd floating around.
Cameron Torber. His kid's name.
Cameron Colbert.
Torber. Torbor.
Torbor. Torber.
Hoover, Alabama.
I'll make sure I look him up.
He's a linebacker.
Don't go to West Virginia.
No, he's a linebacker / defensive end.
So don't go to West Virginia, man. They got a lot of gay people up there.
A lot of what?
Gay people.
Oh. We got our share of them, I ain't gonna lie. But,
mountain queers.
Hey now, watch it. We got our share.
Here, we got somebody popping in the bottom down here, all mushroomed up. Said he's shroomed up tonight. You believe that?
What?
The shrooms.
Brother?
Him and Jonathan been sharing delicacies and shit. And him and Jonathan got on here all shroomed up one night. Y'all better leave that shit alone, man.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. I plead the fifth.
I
plead the fifth. The same fifth that all these assholes that got pardoned by Biden will not be able to plead when they go to court. But that's that's not what we were talking about. What's happening?
What's up, man? I hate to run, but I gotta roll, man.
No, you're good, man.
Hey, just tell us where we can find you and where they can get some of these snazzy koozies.
Yeah, I'm at Couz's Corner on YouTube.
Koozies.
You can also find me on X at Couz206. And I have a basketball channel called Hoops from the Hills.
All right, brother. I appreciate you giving me your time.
Yeah, man. It was fun. It's good. Sometimes it's nice to talk about something that's not necessarily directly related to football. So.
Well, yeah, but you got to take up for your daughters, man.
That's right, man.
All right, brother.
Keep men out of women's sports.
That's right. Later.
See y'all later. Everybody be blessed.
No Jack in the Box. No more Jack in the Box in women's sports. No more Jack in the Box. Hey, take that Jack in the Box and go home. Play with it yourself. Nobody wants to see that shit.
That's right. That's right. Nobody wants to see that.
Why are you so late, bitch?
I got a little delayed tonight. I was participating. I was in the chat. I was in the Outlaw Posse chat. And but I was at a party. So
you got that
I finally got home.
You got that Chinese girl up there again.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. She's not Chinese. She's Vietnamese.
My bad.
Big difference.
My bad. One in China does like this and Vietnamese do like this, right?
Well, they have sideways vaginas. I mean, that is true.
So the Chinese eyes go up like this, and the Vietnamese go down.
I don't know, man. I don't look at her eyes, man. That's not what I'm looking at.
Probably can't see her eyes.
Yeah. No, that's not where I'm focused. So what are we talking about tonight? Y'all, we're going over a few different things here, but I felt some political undertones being discussed tonight. What's going on? The chat room seems alive and hot about the shenanigans going on in the United States government right now.
What's a bearded clam? By the way, I forgot to show y'all my shirt. My boys sent this to me the other day. Hodge twins. See my Hodge twins?
Hodge twins.
Because this is a damn good show.
Oh yeah.
What's a bearded clam, Rick Birdwell? What's that?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
What's a bearded clam?
Come on, man.
What you talking about? I know what you're talking about. Might not like it bearded. You might like it just clean shaven, right?
Could be. I've never been a fan of that look, but
Me either, man. That's sort of some Epstein shit. Whoa. I want her coochie to look like it's 12 years old. I want a 12-year-old coochie.
There's some weirdness to that, right?
That's right. You got to have a little bit of something down there.
Yeah, I like to know that they're of age. That's nice. So what's going on here in the chat? Comanche's talking about Zach Alley going over to West Virginia, bringing good defense. You think Zach Alley's going to bring good defense to West Virginia? I'm not too sure.
I think Zach Alley was just a placeholder when he was here. I think that Brant just wants to bring someone in that, can do certain things, and then he's going to be the end all when it comes to defense.
Yeah, well, the question is not whether he can call the defense or not. He's one of the top defensive minds in the country. The question is, can he handle all of the head coaching nuances, particularly the nuances of being a head coach and again, particularly on game day. Can he handle both duties? And he might need to go get, someone that's just an assistant coach just to handle the game flow and more of the game management of it. I don't know.
You know what I've gotten to where I just don't care, man, about all this stuff that's going on in the offseason. This shit about, we got so-and-so committed. It don't matter.
Yeah, it really
don't matter if they commit to you, because they can either change later or they can come here for a year and then enter the transfer portal and you have to re-recruit them again.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
It's it's such a bummer, man. It's
It's
just
a bummer.
such a bummer.
It's a drag, man. It sure
It
is.
really is.
It
And
really pisses me the hell off.
I hope
I feel
that
like
they
the
get some,
NCAA could have done something better.
yeah.
They could have done something before this shit happened.
Well, I've said this before, but remember when the whole idea of them getting money from name, image, and likeness was just about jersey sales? I mean, that's where it started, dude. It was supposed to be, do they get a cut of the merchandise that gets sold with their name on it? That's what the NIL was all about in the beginning. And look how crazy and out of, how out of proportion it got blown in just such a short amount of time. They've got to put rules and regulations around this thing. Otherwise, this is, it's taking everything we loved about college ball and it's changing it into, a farm league for the pros. And who's a fan of that?
Nobody. It's just like professional baseball, I don't ever go watch the Birmingham Barons play baseball.
Right.
Just not.
Right.
I might watch Major League Baseball sometimes, even though I don't. But if I was a baseball fan, baseball's a lot different, though. And in college baseball, nobody cares about. Nobody goes to those college baseball games hardly.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's what's going to happen to football. They think they're smart. They're like, man, we're going to capitalize, get all this money and blah, 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 blah. And all they're going to do is just bankrupt the system. And then 3 or 4 years down the road, the players that are coming from high school will be like, damn, man, y'all screwed up for everybody.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. And it's they've got to get a hold of it, and they got to get a hold of it pretty quick because you can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. And that's what's already happening. I mean, they've already changed it forever and not for the better so far. So they got to figure out a way to get some boundaries in place so that the Wild Wild West doesn't continue.
Now, I didn't really elaborate on the whole USAID thing because I'm not as privy to some of the details of it as you are. Me and Kuz was talking about, we touched on it. You seem like you had more of a download on it than I did today.
On what?
On the USAID thing.
Well, first of all, as an American tax-paying citizen, everyone should be stunned and outraged just at what's come out of USAID so far. There's apparently a common saying in Washington, which is, if it's too dirty for the CIA, give it to USAID. Now think about that for a minute. That means USAID is the organization doing the dirty work that the CIA won't do. And we know that the CIA is dirty as hell. So what does that tell you that USAID is doing? And on top of that, all of these things that people are bringing up, like, oh, can you believe they wanted to have a transgender opera and a DEI comic book and what, all this nonsense, cartoons, and you assume that those are real expenses. You assume that there actually was a comic book, the DEI comic book, and that they actually got that much money. I don't even think that part is real. I think this is just how they've been keeping the money, paying to each other, keeping that little rich group together. And this is how you perpetuate this, which is that $80,000 that went to that comic book, guess what? Never happened. The $80,000 went straight into a pocket, or $8,000 went to the comic book and $72,000 went to the homeboy, that's in the inner circle. So
exactly,
we've been getting fleeced for a long time. And, people like me and you, common sense folks, have been sitting back and just casually complaining, going, oh, well, man, the government spending is just out of control. And the government growth is just out of control, as if it's legit and just unfortunate. But no, it's not. It's neither. It has been complete we've been getting propagandized and fleeced for our tax dollars. I think probably all the way back to the end of World War II, man.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I think the formation of the FBI is where it all started.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: and I honestly think it's destiny. That's why I think, the RFK Jr. is getting through, Tulsi's getting through. Like, he's actually not getting nearly the resistance that he got the first time around. There's still some out there, don't get me wrong. But, man, if they could just stay out of his way, this breakneck pace of things that he's doing to start off, that is not on accident. What he is doing is he is overloading the establishment media, who are critical in perpetuating the narrative and controlling the narrative and controlling the stories. They can't keep up. He does some kind of major thing on Monday, and then by the time the press is catching up to it and the Democrats are catching up to it, he's already moved on and doing something else. That is by design, and it's brilliant and genius. And if he can just do what he is trying to do, it's going to change the government forever. It's going to change the world, man. I mean, I'm not trying to get goofy about it, and this ain't the shrooms talking. I'm just saying that the guy he realizes that he is the embodiment of a movement now. It's not personal about Donald Trump. It's what he represents, which is the revolution, man. And finally putting an end to the nonsense that's been going on for a long time.
I was just like sharing a few memes of the week, man. I get people send me shit all the time. This one come from Zach Hamner. He's in our little multi-chat on Facebook that we're all in. By the way, if you want to be in that multi-chat with us, there's about 30 or 40 of us. 30 of the 40 best are on here. I'm on Facebook under Jesse Paul Clark. It's spelled Jesse without the I. But here's one of the memes of the day or the week. This is Donald Trump and the Avengers. And that's a transgender disappearing right there. It looks like they don't exist. There's no such thing, man. It's like the Tooth Fairy. You can say Tooth Fairy exists 24,000 times, and it's still not going to be a thing, right?
That's exactly right. You can claim there's 98 different genders out there, but that doesn't mean dick. The truth matters. That's why when they say things like, well, what does it matter? What if he wants to call himself a goat? What does it matter? What is it hurting? It matters because the truth matters. If we start accepting things that are factually incorrect as truth, it breaks the whole thing down. Now, we start letting that happen. First it's genders, next it's, again, the news. It's what they're telling you the truth is about COVID.
Well, it's just like me and Chris was talking about, man. I mean, it's like me and Chris was talking about earlier. There's like, well, what's it going to hurt? It's just a small percentage. Well, it matters because it's not like they're getting in there and they're not able to compete. They're getting in there and taking all the gold, all the trophies, all the money. They're taking it all. It only takes 2 or 3 of them to be in there to take it all because they have an inherent advantage on the women.
Yeah, and if there wasn't such an advantage going on, then let me ask you this: how come we don't see the same kind of stories about the other way around? How come we don't see the biological females that are trying to compete in the men's division? You never see those stories. You want to know why?
I touched on that with kids. I'm like, because they can't.
Right. You never see those stories. The same thing like with the women's equality bull BS. It's BS because you never see them fighting to be able to get into the garbage, industry. You never see them trying to fight to get positions in waste management and construction crews. And, they don't have nothing to do with that. They just care about equality when it's a 6-figure plus, position at a bull, what company. I mean, it's all of it, man. Like we have let nonsense reign supreme for so long now. And thank God there's finally some people at the top of this thing going, no, we're not doing that anymore. Like, this is nonsense. When you hear somebody talking nonsense, you do not have to accept it and go along with it. It's nonsense.
The men that's trying to transition to being women and the women who are trying to transition to be men both compete in women's sports. Why is that? Why are both of them thrown into the women's division?
Right.
If these women want to be men so bad and they think they can compete against men, why ain't they trying out for the NFL? You know,
but it's not even that. That's the thing. Everything they do is a lie. So you got to look at what is the real thing going on here. They don't really care about they just want to break down the system, man. And this is just one more arm of the West that they are trying to just break down. They just want to tear it down. Just like that what was it in the Dark Knight where they're saying or Batman Begins, maybe, where Alfred's talking about some people just want to see the world burn. Like that's part of it, you know.
That's a good one. That applies.
But it's true though. That's what their goal is. They are trying to just tear it down, because again, if you can tear it down, now you've got a void for leadership and power that they think that they might be able to step into.
Well, the Chinese and the Russians want us to be doing this crap. You know, they don't see it going on over there. You don't see it going over in the Arabic countries. Arabic countries ain't letting this shit fly. They'll kill you over there. You start talking that shit about being, you know, you think you're a woman. They're gonna think you got a demon inside of you. They're gonna chop you up and they're gonna throw you in the in the Dead Sea or the Red Sea, whatever sea they can find to throw you in.
Sure, that's 100% correct. That's 100% correct. And
just like those idiots flying the Palestinian flags. I mean, what the hell? I'm not saying that Israel is innocent in all this. Maybe we shouldn't be giving a bunch of money to Israel either. But you definitely don't want to give it to the Palestinians, who are known terrorists.
First of all, we shouldn't have a dog in the fight. We really shouldn't. It's not, you know, until it starts becoming a threat for us, I don't know, man. You know, there is something to be said for if we see a Holocaust going on.
Yeah.
And we should help innocent people that need help. I'm all for that. But you know, yeah, Israel doesn't have clean hands in all of this either. I mean, now, granted, I think they're the lesser of the two evils. I think Israel will stop fighting. I don't think Hamas. I don't think those guys. They've never shown that they will stop fighting. They just won't stop. So, and I think Israel would. If Israel knew for sure that Hamas wouldn't pull any nonsense like they did on October 7th, I think Israel would be fine to just not worry about it anymore. You know,
well, I'm all about helping Israel because, like you said, they're the lesser two evils. But there also comes a point too, even with Israel, that you say, hey, sooner or later you got to do this on your own, man. We're gonna help you. We're not gonna let them all gang up on you. You know, because that's what'll happen. There'll be about 7 or 8 Arabic countries trying to gang up on Israel. But you know, we can't just continue giving you money like they're doing Ukraine. They just keep giving money to Ukraine.
And not only giving them money, but accidentally overpaying them and paying them wrong or incorrect amounts. How the hell do you just accidentally give some people a couple of extra $1 billion? That's what they're talking about, dude. That they just accidentally. I mean, again, It's all BS. It's all the corruption, man. It goes through everything. And
they're able to give them all those billions of dollars, and they give North Carolina residents $700 and the California fire victims $700 during the Biden administration.
Right. Because you know, I heard something. I heard a high level Democrat insider who finally answered the question of who has been running the country, because it certainly wasn't Biden. And she basically said it was all his 20 and 30-year-old staffers, all these god daggone millennial and Gen Z dumbasses. And it makes total sense, right? Now that you know that that's who's been running the country, it makes total sense at the dumbass decisions that have been being made and the crazy extreme politics. Like, that was so stupid strategically from the get-go. That was never going to win them a second term. But that goes to show you that was being done by those dumbass Gen Z and millennial staffers who don't understand how the real world works. They really believe it's just all about their feelings and they know better than everybody else. No, homie, that's not how it works. You're there to do what we say. It's about the will of the people. It's not about the will of the bureaucrats.
Here's another meme of the week. Your child isn't trans. You're just a shitty parent. It's pretty good, don't you think?
That's pretty damn good.
I don't understand it, man. I mean, why would you want to allow your 8-year-old kid to make a decision like that to chop a part of his body part off, but you won't allow him to decide to smoke marijuana or do cocaine or drink beer?
Right.
But you're going to allow him to maim his body and cut himself up?
Right.
It's like you said, man, it's just like they just do shit that's just so astronomically bad. It's like,
it's
all just want to see what they can get away with at this point. They're like, man, let's just burn the whole damn world.
It's just righteous. It's so damn self-righteous. Like they just think that they know better than everybody else. Thunder OU Sooner says, Killer Breeze, are you sure Obama wasn't running the country? Well, I'm sure that Obama had his hands in it. Yeah. I mean, and indirectly, a lot of those staffers that are running the Biden were, you know, came from the Obama camp. So yeah, absolutely. He's part of it. But, you know, I think there's just kind of I've heard it commonly, called the blob. I think that's a great description of it, because I don't know that it's just one main, party. I think it's just, the sum total of all of these fools acting on behalf of their religion. I mean, their ideology is a religion. By the way, that is great. That is so great.
That was the best one this week, man.
Yeah, that is great.
The hammerhead shark talking to the regular shark says, how can you tell I'm trans?
Yeah. I sent that to a lot of my friends. Man.
It's pretty obvious. You got a jack in the box. She don't have a jack in the box. Like I told man, y'all can have that shit and cut it off all you want. You're still going to be a man in your bone structure, man. All you are is a homosexual man that's ashamed to be a homosexual. You are a bigot against your own sexuality, man. Own that shit. You're just a gay man that's not good enough in sports. So stop with the bullshit and go get you a real job, man. Go get you a job somewhere.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, man. It's again, it's the nonsense. It is. We have been in one big ass play called The Emperor Has No Clothes. That's what we've been doing for we've been accepting things that we know are absolutely ridiculous and letting people try to push them through as if they are normal and if it is correct. Like, it's so ridiculous. The minute we started putting tampons in boys' bathrooms, we have officially lost our effing minds.
That's where it gets to the point where you're like, man, I don't even want to debate no more. I just want to slap somebody.
Yeah, well,
I'm like, damn, man, y'all know better than that shit. Y'all don't believe that shit. That's what makes me mad is they don't believe it either. They're just doing it to cause problems, like you said, just to burn shit, man, just because they think that if they burn it down that they'll be in charge.
And they have a religion, man. They just have this religion called progressive. It is their religion. That's what they are doing. And it is more important to them than anything else. Ideology comes before God, country, family, friends. It comes before all of that for the left. And it's why so many times over the last 5 to 10 years, you've just been sitting back going, you got to be effing kidding me. How many times have you said that over the last 5 to 10 years? You got to be like. I remember, dude, telling my brother and friends of mine about this intersectional craziness, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I'm telling you, man, this is coming," and here we are.
Well, gay people are getting smart to it too. Gay people are like, look, y'all dragging us into this trans thing like. That's got something to do with gay people. Like, people are being homophobic and being against gay people. I ain't got nothing against gay people. That's what they want to do. They can do that. But gay is what they really are. That's their feelings inside.
Yeah.
But you can't be you can't be born with a penis and say you're a woman and compete in women's sports. You just can't, man.
That's right.
That's
That's
a
right.
difference. It's not that. It's just they're either lying because they know they're not good enough in men's sports, so they pretend like they're a woman, or they're gay and they feel like if they say they're a woman that they might have a better chance of getting with a straight male. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree, man.
They could get 5 different vagina implants, and you're still probably going to look different. I ain't never seen a fake one, so I wouldn't know. But I'm just saying, I don't know, man. It just seems like there would be something amiss with that shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's up, Miss Average Asia? Average Asia, that's a new name. Have we seen Miss Asia around here before?
Never have seen Average Asia before.
What's up, Average Asia?
That's your girlfriend from Vietnam?
I don't maybe. Could be. Could be.
Where you from, Average Asia?
What does it say? Handing Beyonce a Grammy for Best Country. Oh yeah, dude, so ridiculous.
Now I bet George Strait. I hope he said it. But I bet he didn't say it. I bet someone just made that shit. But he should say it. And I know Jason Aldean and Kid Rock would say it definitely.
I mean, is this real? Did she really even put out a country album, or did they just give her an award on her last album?
Maybe they run out of pop awards, and they said, "Well, look, we got to give her an award, so let's just give her the country one." You know, someone pointed out something to me about the Grammys that they just implemented the heavy metal genre for an award for hard rock or heavy metal.
Yeah,
and the ones that were up for it were Metallica.
Oh yeah, that was back in the day. Steely Dan won that shit.
Megadeth, Jethro Tull. They said Jethro Tull won it.
I mean Jethro Tull, not Steely Dan. Yeah, no, that's right. Jethro Tull.
I didn't know Jethro Tull was a heavy metal band.
They're not. They literally called the flute the metal that they were that to qualify them as a metal group because one of the guys played the flute. That's
I guess Kenny G could win it then.
Yeah. Well, no, it will never happen again because there was such a revolt.
How can they be that retarded, man?
I mean, but that was back in like 1986, 87, 88.
That's what I'm saying. The Grammys have been retarded for a very long time.
Yeah.
I don't ever watch that shit. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, there was such a revolt. They've never done anything like that since, but in terms of the metal category, they've done crazy shit all the time. But the metal category,
well, they just done it. They just done it with Beyonce.
With Beyonce, yeah, no, totally.
I didn't even know she put out a country single. I didn't even know she cut one.
All right, that's what I'm asking. Did she even put out a country album, or is it just her album and they're just because it was popular on country charts or some shit? That I mean.
You know what people are going to say, right? Let's calling this out. They're going to say, oh, y'all just saying that because she's a black woman.
No. Oh, yeah, whatever.
No, man, there's been great country music singers that's been black. You got Charlie Pride. You got Kane Brown. There's country singers out there that are black. So it's not that she's black. It's that she's not country. She's not
country at all.
She's not. She'd be closer to being one of those grunge bands or some shit from Seattle before she'd be that stuff, man.
She's not country at all. Not even close. Not even close. So that was George Strait. Oh man, George Strait. What such good music too. God dang. What's your favorite George Strait song?
Favorite George Strait song. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's from the soundtrack of Pure Country, the movie.
I love that show.
Pure Country's awesome, man.
I crossed my heart.
That's it. That's the
and
one.
Promise to.
That's it.
Give all I've got to give to make all your dreams come true.
And that other one, I mean, some of the songs they have a good beat, but then
What about the chair?
You realize the words are sort of sad, like "Give it away."
Yeah.
Just give it away.
What about the chair? Well, excuse me, but I think you got my chair. That's a great song, man.
It's all good. And everybody try to, argue between him and Garth Brooks as being the king of country. Man, there ain't no comparison.
Garth is a weenie.
Yeah, he's a bitch, man.
Garth's first 3 albums were great. The first 3. No, his I can't even remember what the first one was called. No Fences was the second one, and then Rodeo I think was the third one, and they were all great.
This was just something funny.
Who is that?
It's supposed to be a Hulk Hogan Smurf. What you gonna do, brother, when the Smurfomaniacs run wild on you?
That's funny. By
the way, Brad Friend said Doge stands for Democrats officially get exposed.
That's right. That's exactly what's going on. I find it funny that all these people on the left who are so incensed that they're being audited, these are the same people that hired 80,000 new IRS agents to audit the likes of me and you. So you just don't like getting a taste of your own medicine, and that's what you're about to get rammed down your effing throat for the next 4 years, because they've already come out and said that this breakneck pace that they're on, that's not stopping. They're going to continue this for 4 years. And as long as JD Vance wins in 28, which I think there's a good chance he will, especially the longer that these Democrats fail to learn their lesson, it's going to continue even longer than that.
Brad Friend said his favorite George Strait song is "You Know Me Better Than That."
Yeah, that's a good one too. They're all good, man. He's the man. I met George Strait at his golf course in Bernie, Texas. I think it was Bernie. Anyway, he had just bought the place, and we were staying there for a weekend to play a golf tournament, and we drank at the bar with George Strait. He was cool as hell, man. He was just hanging out in there, just like a normal dude.
I had to look it up, but I remember from playing it my Spotify earlier today. By the way, George Strait is still loved by the college students, so the man transcends time. They'll be singing that shit word for word when I pick up those sorority girls. They know that shit.
It's real country music.
They love some George Strait, but Write This Down was the one I was trying to think of. It was a good song as well.
Yeah, man, they're all good.
Oceanfront Property.
Oceanfront Property is great. Amarillo by Morning.
Yeah, I'm looking at his top hits.
By Morning.
His top hits is Carry Your Love With Me, I guess. Amarillo by Morning, Across My Heart, Check Yes or No.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
My wife really likes that one. And then, of course, one of his first hits was All My Exes Live in Texas.
All my exes live in Texas.
That's right.
That's where they long to be. Oh, man, that's good stuff. That reminds me, man, of when I was coming up, dude. That's what many weekends, drinking beer, listening to Hank Williams Jr., George Strait. What was his name? Oh, God, man. Randy Travis. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we almost forgot Troubadour. Troubadour is pretty good, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Clint Black.
Yeah.
Aaron Tippin. You just listen to all those guys.
I like some Tim McGraw. I found an old one by Tim back in the day, one of his first hits, Indian Outlaw.
My baby is half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa.
I like that part where he's talking about they want to take a peek at me in my Buffalo Briefs.
Yeah, Tim McGraw is funny.
I'd like to go to a McGraw concert. I heard he might be liberal, though. I hope
he is. He definitely is. His wife is fucking fine as hell, though, man. Faith Hill, damn.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome. She is awesome.
One more random one that I thought was pretty funny. See if I can ignore it here. The first time you watch Back to the Future and the 654th time you watch Back to the Future.
It's a great show.
Same emotion. I love some Back to the Future. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love it. I love it.
It's a great show.
I love the first two, not so much the third one, but I do like the first two. I actually like part two better than I do part one.
Well, I like the third one too, though. The third one's not bad.
They go back to the old West.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. My girlfriend and I, back in high school, she used to love watching Back to the Future 1 and 2 and 3.
Sometimes when you get to doing trilogies and stuff, they're not that good. But there's been a few, like the ones me and my kids used to watch together, Toy Story trilogy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And even the fourth one. The fourth one was really, really good on Toy Story. So
yeah, that's a good one. They're all good.
What about y'all in the comment section? What's y'all's favorite trilogies plus? Trilogies plus. Don't say Friday the 13th, part 78. That shit, I'll kick you out of the boot. I'll beat your ass out of the room. The first four were okay. After part 4, I don't know, it's getting a little crazy, man. Jason was going to space and all sorts of shit.
Well, same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. Same thing. They just ran it into the ground, you know.
They did it at the police academy. Run the police academy on the ground. They had about 7 or 8 of them lugs.
Yeah. First Police Academy. I haven't seen Police Academy. I haven't watched that movie in probably 30 years, man.
Thunder O.U. Center said Biff hates manure.
Yeah, he does.
Damn, man. What was the girl that was playing his mother / his girlfriend? What was her name?
That was oh damn. Oh man. Her name was, I can see it. God, I can see it, man. Her name was Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson. That's it. Damn, man. She was fine. I like Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson was hot back in the day. Oh, yes.
One movie that she was in, wasn't a great movie, but it's got a cult following, Howard the Duck. Remember that movie?
What was it? Was Leah Thompson the girl that was in All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise, showed and got a little naked when they hook up and sleep together?
I think that was Rebecca Morier, wasn't it, or something?
No, that's Risky Business.
Yeah, that's Risky Business. You're right.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna find.
There was one she was in with Eric Stoltz. It was some kind of little chick flick.
All the Right Moves, dude. 1983. Yeah, it was Leah Thompson. Yep, it sure was.
Man, she was hot in Howard the Duck too. There was a little shot. Got a little shot of her ass a little bit, man. Like, oh snap.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I might go watch this movie tonight, dude. I might put that on.
What's it called again? I forgot what it's called. What's it called?
All the Right Moves.
All the Right Moves. Yeah, I watched that, and I watched the movie the other day that I hadn't seen in a while. It's called Vision Quest. You ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
It's about wrestling.
Oh yeah.
High school wrestling, real wrestling, not the fake wrestling. I don't know what that black kid chick's name was in that movie, but man, she was smoking ass hot too. And Madonna was in that movie. She was the girl on stage up there singing at the bar.
That's right. Yeah.
She does the soundtrack to that movie before she become an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, picking up Latino heat on the damn streets of L.A. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Hear about her picking up Mexican men?
No.
She drive down the street and pick them up and put them in her limousine and take them off, and I guess she molested them. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know she got with Dennis Rodman, man. You know that shit's messed up.
Well, I knew that. I knew that.
Anybody that's been with Dennis Rodman, man, I don't think I could do it, man.
Yeah, that's probably, you probably don't want to go where Dennis Rodman's been. That's probably not the best thing in the world you can do.
That's right. He was Mr. Transgender before transgender was transgender.
That's right. Yeah, he
was just dressing up. He was just dressing up, man. He wasn't saying he was a damn. He wasn't trying to say he was a woman.
He tried to make it cool, I guess.
Well, there's a difference in a cross-dresser and a transgender. A transgender really thinks they're a woman. A cross-dresser knows, hey, I'm a dude.
Yeah, that's right.
And the cross-dressers are probably like, man, they're screwing this up for us.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Didn't you say you wanted to take me to a cross-dressing show down in Houston?
Hell no. Hell no.
I heard that. Oh, that was Marshmallow. That's why I stopped talking to him, man. He tried to make
that would be about right. That would be about right.
He said he wanted me to toast his marshmallow for him.
Yeah, I bet he did. That.
Oops, we talked about him. Now he's gonna be mad. He's gonna go on the surge. Was it Sooner Surge? He's gonna go on the Sooner Surge and accuse them of making us do it. He blames everything on Sooner Surge. If Jason Watkins gets constipated tomorrow and he gets a turd stuck in his ass, he's gonna blame that shit on Sooner Surge.
He lost his mind. He lost his mind that night.
I'm gonna clip this and send it to him.
He lost his mind.
You see what Killer Breeze makes me do? He makes me talk bad about you.
That's right. I have no problem owning that.
You coined the marshmallow phrase. It's all your fault, man.
And I think it's spot on.
It is. Brad Friend says, I don't have a favorite trilogy, but my favorite movie is Tombstone. Me and Brad Friend got a lot in common because that's my favorite movie.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, I love me some Tombstone, man. I have to keep myself from watching it.
Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday was the best.
It was. Oh, who was the guy that played Doc Holliday in that other one with
Dennis Quaid? I mean, yeah, wasn't it Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid, man, he's awful at it, man.
Terrible.
And it was like 2 hours long, man. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it was long. It was boring.
The hell is this? A damn documentary? What are y'all doing, man?
It was not Kevin Costner's.
It was like a cowboy version of damn Roots or some shit.
Wasn't Kevin Costner Wyatt Earp?
Yeah.
Terrible.
I do like Kevin Costner, but that wasn't his best moments. I mean, especially when they both made the movie at the same time. It didn't compare. It really didn't compare.
Kevin Costner is one of those guys that you love and hate because he's done some of the best movies of all time. Bull Durham is great.
Love Bull Durham.
Field of Dreams is great.
Speaking of which,
you know,
she brought it up. I don't know if a lot of people have seen this yet or not. Let me turn this shit off.
The Bull Durham Bulls.
Yeah, I got my Bull Durham hat right here.
Yes, right.
That's it.
So, you know, he's had some great shows. Tombstone, man, Yellowstone is amazing as a Kevin Costner vehicle, but he's also had some horrible movies, man. Waterworld.
You don't like Waterworld?
The Waterworld's terrible. The Bodyguard.
I love Waterworld.
What?
I like Waterworld. I think it's unique.
No. Bodyguard? What a gay ass movie The Bodyguard was. I mean, give me
come on, man. You know you want some of that Jungle Fever.
I loved Whitney before she became a crackhead. Don't get me wrong. I would have made sweet, sweet love to Whitney Houston. That's a fact. But
a lot of people think this is a Denver Broncos hat.
Yeah.
An old school.
It looks that way.
Remember that old school
Cheech
Denver
and Chong, I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Which one of them? Is one of them's liberal, ain't it? Is it Cheech? Is liberal? I don't know.
It's probably Cheech. It's probably Cheech, man.
Man,
Tommy Chong, Tommy Chong was the one that kept the I think that Cheech has started going back to the weed again lately, but Chong kept that torch burning forever. I don't think he ever slipped off.
Man, my damn friend let me listen to that Cheech and Chong tape when I was young, about 13 or 14. Man, that shit had me tearing up, man. I was laughing so hard. I never thought I heard something so funny. They was talking about it was like they were stranded out in the wilderness in a damn snowstorm, and they were starving, man. They come up on some dog shit. And they ended up eating the dog shit. But it was a pretty funny skit, man. They was arguing over
another couple of great movies, some Steve Martin movies, Three Amigos, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Man, those are some great movies too.
You like Father of the Bride, don't you?
No. I can honestly say I've never seen Father of the Bride.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I've seen it a few times because my wife watches it all the time.
I have a couple of guilty pleasures. I've seen Sweet Home Alabama way too many times because Reese Witherspoon is just.
Yep. Now there are some chick flicks I like, especially if it has anything to do with time travel, like 13 Going on 30 with Jennifer Garner.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
Thunder OU Sooner says, remember Garth Brooks trying to be a baseball player? What about when Garth Brooks tried to be a rock star? You remember the what was his name? Clint Gaines or some shit, or Charlie Gaines or something? Remember when he tried to be a rock star?
I didn't know nothing about that.
What?
I didn't know about it. I don't like him, man, because he's a damn libtard.
He put out an album, and he dressed different. Like he like dyed his hair and had a goat. Chris Gaines, thank you, Brad. Chris Gaines, and he put out a whole album. It's supposed to be like
under a new name.
It was so weird. Yeah, dude.
He called himself he called himself Chris Gaines.
Yes.
Damn, man. Y'all should have told me that, and I'm gonna have to make fun of him.
Garth Brooks is a douche, man. He turned into the last interview that he did. I wanted to vomit 3 or 4 different times because he's so. All he does is play to the camera. Everything he says, he acts like it's so profound, and so he's just
out of touch, man. They're out of touch. A lot of these celebrities are out of touch with what people.
He is out of touch.
They see all these other celebrities doing this stupid shit like transgenderism and being a damn liberal, and so he thinks, man, that's the cool thing to do. I'm gonna do it too.
Right?
And people are gonna like it because I'm Garth Brooks, by God. And I did this all by myself. Nobody made me but me. That's a bunch of bullshit, man. Just like Rick Birdwell said, and Rick Birdwell has his badge. He's deputized. By the way, y'all see people in here with their badges. Killer Breeze, Brad Friend, among others. If you want to be an outlaw posse, it's $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. You'll get a badge. You'll get deputized. You'll get a random 4 horseman shout out on the actual podcast, as well as possibly be the comment of the day. But Rick Birdwell says he fired the band members that made him, talking about Garth Brooks.
That's right. He's a douche, man. He is an out-of-touch rock star. He's he's almost in a class of his own in terms of his sales, and there's no denying that. He's put out 100 different CDs.
Yeah, that's before everybody found out who he was.
But that's right.
It's just like the Dixie Chicks. The Dixie Chicks were a hot little number until they pulled some of the shenanigans that they pulled.
Yep.
Now you don't even hear about them no more.
Yeah, it's just these dumbass stars, man, and just lose touch. And it bites them every
time. Music is a very conservative group of fans, usually. So you need to know that going in, man. You need to be able to read the room. You can't go in and just say, I'm going to change everything.
Yeah.
Because you're not. It's been that way for 70 or 80 years. You're not going to change that shit.
That's exactly right. No doubt about it.
Just like the Brothers Osborne. They got a good song. What's it called? Damn. I was just thinking about that shit. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It Ain't My Fault. It Ain't My Fault by Brothers Osborne. I used to love that song, man. And I found out, man, he's gay.
Oh, man.
Like, damn. I don't, like I said, I ain't got nothing against people being gay. It's just not my thing. So.
Garth Brooks is an Oklahoma State alumni. That tells you everything you need to know.
That's it.
He's a dumbass.
Oh, Garth Brooks, man. I remember he had his little restaurant up there, man. He was talking that shit. He done a little thing where, he was getting in people's shit about some kind of liberal shit that he was supporting. Can't remember what it was now, but he was on there wagging his finger at people.
Yeah.
About the Bud Light thing, I guess.
He's a dumbass.
He refused not to do away with Bud Light, and he was down with Bud Light having that transgender on there on the beer commercial, and basically telling everybody, that this is the way it's going to be, and y'all going to like it, and y'all going to come to my bar and y'all going to spend your money. That's the way it's going to be because I'm Garth Brooks.
That's a fact. David Orwig is in the house.
We are really in trouble when SS says we have 6.5 million people who are 112 years old, and 6.5 million collecting a check plus illegal votes with the same number. Yeah. Hey, it would not surprise me if that was going on. I got to assume you're talking about Social Security.
It's terrible, man.
Thunder U Center says Garth Brooks was accused of sexual assault. Well, be honest with you, a lot of those celebrities are, even the ones we like, have probably been accused of sexual assault at some point. Even the Clint Eastwoods of the world have been accused of sexual assault.
Yeah, being accused is not, I don't know if that's enough these days, although sometimes it might be enough, depending on the facts, Everything's dependent on the facts. There's just not a blanket system here.
Right about that. All right, brother, I guess I'm going to get off of here. Appreciate
All
you.
right, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on, dude. I'll be in touch.
All right. Hey, what's some future topics that you might want to be interested in doing before I let you go?
I think we need to stay on this. I think we need to keep reporting to the people and the outlaw posse as Donald Trump and Elon Musk continue to expose the shenanigans going on in the government. I think we need to bust that up.
There's a lot of viewership out there for the Elon Musk and Donald Trump stuff. So you're right. We're probably going to hit on that a lot and maybe mix some sports in there with it, just like we did tonight.
That's right. All right, man. I'll be in touch. Y'all all be good.
All right, brother. Take care. That was the Oklahoma Roughneck, the one we call the Killer, that being Killer Breeze. And I appreciate everybody that's come in here tonight and hung out with us. We've been a pretty strong number all night, sort of dropping off here. Is there anything else that y'all would like to talk about before I get off here? Anything you want to ask me? Any questions you want to ask? Any topics you want to suggest? Drop in the comment section real quick and I'll hang out with y'all a little while longer. Just let me know what's on your mind, because this is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sal in the know. See, I ain't done it in a while. It's been about a week. Already getting rusty. Even more so than all those media talking heads, whether it be sports, politics, or anything. We're the Common Joes. We're what makes this world go round. We just got to take it back. I don't have the answers. But if y'all can give me the answers, I'll sure as hell try to implement them, and we'll talk about it and get it off our chest in here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I really need people to subscribe to this channel. We've been slacking on subscriptions here as of late. Just takes about 2 to 3 seconds. It's free. You ain't got to pay nothing. All you do is hit subscribe, and it just lets you know when I'm up and on the air. David Orwig wants to know how Alabama recruiting's coming along. It's coming along pretty good. I think they signed the number 1 or 2 class, but it really don't matter anymore because you could sign as many number 1 classes as you want. If they're not starting by next year, they're leaving and they're getting re-recruited again. Recruiting high school players don't mean shit anymore because now they come in as a freshman and they don't have their way. They will leave, and you will either re-recruit them or they will go somewhere else and you'll have to recruit somebody else. Well, I'm out of here. KMCA to all of those that disagree with the posse. Class is now officially dismissed.